Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another election prediction, and I'm back. I've been gone for a few weeks, but I'll be back to making more predictions. And in the meantime, this will be a Donald Trump versus Joe Biden rematch prediction. This is an updated version of my one from a few weeks ago because a lot changes in politics in just a few weeks, especially at this time of year. So, with the Republican debates approaching, I thought that I would predict a winner for the Republican nomination. And here I'm predicting that it will be Donald Trump. And that is why I'm doing this Donald Trump versus Joe Biden prediction. But I will do others. So, first, as always, I'll start with the safe states. Okay, so now we have what are widely considered to be the swing states of this election cycle. So I'm going to start with a few states that I think will definitely go to Donald Trump, and that being what he switched to his home state, which is Florida, which has been going more and more Republican and easily voted for Ron DeSantis in the midterm election, and will do the same for Donald Trump. Donald Trump won't win by as much of a margin as DeSantis did, but he will win by a decent margin, and he will also win in Ohio, where Ohio elected J.D. Vance, and it has been shifting more and more Republican in the recent years. But with Republican victories also comes victories for the Democrats, one of which comes in the state of New Hampshire, where the Republicans in New Hampshire lost by a decent margin in the Senate election, and Trump will lose by a similar margin this cycle around, given his unpopularity among Democrats and moderate voters. Additionally, I like to give Pennsylvania to Joe Biden. I believe that Pennsylvania will go to Biden because it went to Biden last cycle around and also went to John Fetterman in the recent Senate election. Additionally, looking at polls for the state of Pennsylvania, it is seen as a toss-up state, but overall it is given to Biden. Additionally, I'd like to give Michigan to Joe Biden and Arizona. Arizona, while it would favor moderate Republicans, does not see Trump or Kari Lake, who lost the governor election after being widely favored for a decent amount of time, as moderate candidates, and as such does not vote them in. And therefore, Trump will lose in Arizona, and Trump will lose in Michigan. Michigan elects Democrat candidates to the governorship and to the two Senate spots. And for that reason, Trump, I don't think, is much of a stronger candidate than the Republicans who ran for those seats and will lose the election in Michigan. However, in North Carolina, that is a safe haven for Republicans and has been shifting to be less of a swing state and went to Ted Budd in the recent Senate election. So, Joe Biden already secured his 270 votes to win this election cycle. But there are some states left up for grabs, and we'll see how close this election gets. I'll start by giving the districts. I believe that Joe Biden wins in Nebraska second, and Trump wins in Maine second. Because Maine second typically goes to Republicans, and I don't see any other reason for this to not happen. And Nebraska second goes to Democrats, and I don't think this will change this cycle around. Maybe with more gerrymandering, Maine second will go to the Democrats, and Nebraska second will go to Republicans, but that has not happened in this cycle to the extent that it will switch the votes. Nevada, I believe, will go to Donald Trump. Nevada had an extremely close Senate election and elected a Republican governor to that seat. Nevada is one of the few states that I believe will flip to Donald Trump in this cycle and may actually be the only state, considering what I have to say next. Wisconsin will go to Biden. Ron Johnson, the incumbent Republican, barely won to Mandela Barnes, who people consider to be a poor candidate for the spot. In Georgia elected two Democrat senators to the seat in recent elections, and though Brian Kemp won as a Republican to the governorship, he is extremely popular in Georgia, and Donald Trump is not. Donald Trump tried to flip the election results in Georgia, which angered many Georgian voters, especially Georgian moderates, and as such, he will lose in Georgia. And therefore, Joe Biden will win 297 to Trump's 241 in the 2024 U.S. presidential election if it happened today.